Times, essentially alleging them of libel.
Justin and Blake's stuff is, I think it's a big PR game.
Had there been these horrible things and had there been these horrible...
Accusations exploded on set. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds allegedly leveraged their immense Hollywood status to hijack It Ends With Us. The power play was brazen, claiming they pushed creative influence beyond expected, even forcing the director into submission. Imagine the original visionary, reportedly sidelined, compelled to watch their own premiere from the basement. People are now calling Blake's behavior Hollywood poison, a move so audacious it sent shockwaves. Her career and image are in freefall. The fallout is ripping through her persona like wildfire. This isn't just a scandal, it's an inferno.
Full credit for this. Stay-at-home moms, people that have been sending me tips, we are taking full credit for this journalism. But clearly, either she or someone...
Blake has quickly become...
Her meticulously cultivated empire, years in the making, is reportedly slipping through her fingers. Once Gossip Girl's darling and the epitome of Hollywood elegance, Blake Lively now faces a storm she can't control. Every public misstep is magnified, every choice scrutinized, as her loyal fan base and pristine image unravel. Many say Blake has become one of Hollywood's most polarizing figures, a rapid decline in a blink. The momentum feels spiraling, each new development adding insurmountable pressure. The once untouchable star is sinking fast, Titanic style, and the industry can't look away from the dramatic implosion.
We take off her socks?
Yeah.
For some reason, she doesn't have her sh for socks. She has a C for socks. So she's like, yay!
The most staggering revelation. A monumental $400 million lawsuit now hangs over Blake's head. It threatens to obliterate her finances and public reputation. This isn't a minor celebrity spat. These are life-altering consequences that could end her career. Her once shining image is reportedly in tatters, her professional life hanging by a thread. This legal battle transformed from a quiet industry conflict into a public spectacle. The stakes are rising higher than predicted. The sheer scale makes it clear this is a fight Blake may not easily walk away from, casting a long shadow over her future endeavors.
Do with the brilliance of Blake Lively and being able to act with this powerhouse and react in real time.
The lawsuit's public release immediately sent shockwaves, confirming a dramatic shift. Overnight, Blake Lively reportedly lost a staggering 325,000 followers. This clearly indicated public opinion had turned decisively against her. The story gets more compelling. Justin Baldoni, her alleged opponent, gained an impressive 159,000 followers in the same 24 hours. This stark contrast isn't just numbers, it's a powerful sign the audience made its judgment. Blake's once adoring fans watch from the digital shore as she slips further into fading relevance. The optics were brutal and the public's message unambiguous.
I get to work in this industry, and particularly incredibly fortunate that I get to work in it this long, but I really want to work with people that are either immensely talented.
Allegations suggest a complex game. Sources claim Blake once thought she could leverage the Me Too movement. However, in a stunning twist, she now finds herself entangled in a scandal with Justin Baldoni, reportedly blindsided. The very narrative she sought to control turned against her. This unexpected turn leaves many questioning her motivations and strategies, suggesting a profound miscalculation. The tools she allegedly planned to use became instruments of her own public scrutiny, a deeply ironic reversal of fortunes.
And that Blake Lively is the one who used her power and influence to take control of the film. Lively's team, though, they're saying they're going to defend her accusations.
She reportedly tried to wield her considerable Hollywood influence to take Justin Baldoni down. She assumed the industry would automatically side with her, but the tables turned faster than she imagined. Instead of expected allegiance, Blake faced unexpected pushback, a refusal by her peers to blindly fall in line. This misjudgment left her isolated, forcing her to confront reality. Her power, though significant, isn't absolute. Perceived allies aren't always guaranteed, especially when allegations are this severe and public.
Take off her socks?
Yeah.
For some reason, she doesn't have her sh for socks. She has a C for socks. So she's like, yay!
Justin Baldoni, however, was not about to let this happen. He reportedly struck back fiercely. His legal team and public stance signaled a formidable counterattack. Blake, perhaps expecting an easy win, now faces the full brutal fallout of a battle she underestimated. His confidence, a stark contrast to Blake's reported struggles, fueled the perception this dispute is far from over. Justin is determined to see it through. Whether this confidence reflects actual legal standing or robust advocacy, it has shaped the public narrative, painting him as an unyielding opponent.
For the finale, we did, essentially, I walked you through the New York Times metadata and showed you that this woman had posted.
Widespread reports and whispers about on-set tension during It Ends With Us fuel the controversy. Despite no official leadership role or rights to the novel, stories suggest Blake Lively pushed creative influence far beyond expected. Fans and industry insiders raised questions about behind-the-scenes control, adding volatility to the messy public narrative. This alleged overreach, particularly given her lack of authority, paints a picture of a star accustomed to getting her way, even creating palpable friction within the production team.
Lively and Justin Baldoni Day. Finally, to all of the women out there that are watching, no matter what you do in life, you never, ever, ever go full Amber Heard.
Pervasive industry chatter described an uncomfortable atmosphere on set due to Blake's immense influence. Production staff reportedly didn't feel free to push back against decisions, especially with a high-profile star involved. The silent belief that challenging her could carry career risks lingered, stifling open dialogue. This perceived power dynamic meant many felt compelled to defer, leading to her word holding disproportionate weight, potentially at the expense of other voices in project harmony.
Lively is lying, but is Taylor telling the truth, or is this just a strategy to save her own skin? And Blake Lively's PR team wants to.
Blake Lively's narrative has shifted dramatically. What once looked like unwavering confidence and commendable control now, to many critics, appears as significant overreach. In an industry where image is everything, this perceptual shift hits incredibly hard. Her perceived influence, once a professional asset, is now re-examined through a critical lens. This transformation from admired decisiveness to alleged dictatorial control leaves many wondering about her true involvement and the damage this reevaluation will inflict on her standing.
Really? Because I just have one on my list. I don't have anyone on my list.
This isn't a fleeting Hollywood scandal, it's a serious legal fight. Blake Lively's team publicly states intent to vehemently defend her against mounting accusations. However, despite fierce declarations, online chatter suggests the situation isn't leaning Blake's way, with public sentiment growing critical. The stakes are incredibly high, transforming a dispute into a public battle for reputation and career survival. The legal arena is unforgiving. Public scrutiny means every step her team takes is under an intense microscope, highlighting immense pressure. Perhaps most painfully, even those Blake once counted among closest celebrity allies are now conspicuously distant. Reports suggest It Ends With Us co-star Jenny Slate was drawn into the controversy, with fallout growing around Blake's once tight-knit celebrity circle. This public distancing by former friends is a devastating blow, signaling widespread loss of faith and support within her inner sanctum. In Hollywood, where connections are currency, losing peer backing can be as damaging as any lawsuit, isolating her further. The situation intensified dramatically when a major entertainment magazine released a bombshell cover, Blake Lively with a slingshot aimed toward Justin Baldoni. This striking image, widely seen as symbolic and provocatively aggressive, ignited fiercer online debate. People argued over its message, some framing her as the aggressor, others crying foul, asserting it unfairly sensationalized a complex conflict. Instead of calming the conversation, the imagery deepened the public divide, with social media dissecting details and assigning blame based more on perception than confirmed facts. Blake Lively's response to the explosive magazine coverage was immediate and reportedly angry. She pushed back vehemently, suggesting the narrative felt deeply unfair and biased. She believed the story was twisted, a misrepresentation of her actions. Yet, critics online saw it differently, arguing that once a public dispute becomes visible, media commentary is an inevitable consequence, not an unfair attack. Many felt she reacted more to the intense public backlash than the article's content, inadvertently intensifying scrutiny. Her defense, though perhaps genuine, only added more fuel to the raging fire. What added another complex layer to the debate was the feature itself, reportedly focusing largely on Justin Baldoni's faith and its influence on his work. Many readers felt the cover's visual presentation and timing tragically overshadowed this deeper personal angle, shifting public attention squarely back to the conflict rather than the profound themes explored. As a result, the online conversation fractured, one side dissecting media framing and fairness, the other continuing its heated argument over who was truly at fault in the larger dispute, completely missing the intended nuanced narrative. At this critical juncture, public opinion appears driven more by raw perception, intense emotion, and unwavering loyalty than by confirmed facts. This volatile cocktail keeps the situation incredibly heated and unpredictable. In an era dominated by social media, where narratives are shaped instantly, truth often becomes secondary to who people believe is right or wrong. This emotional investment means that no matter what verified information emerges, a significant portion of the audience may remain entrenched in biases, making objective resolution in the court of public opinion feel increasingly out of reach. Instead of strategically stepping back and allowing the situation to cool, Blake Lively's subsequent public responses reportedly came across as overtly emotional and defensive. The more she addressed the escalating situation publicly, the more intense criticism grew, creating a vicious cycle. She may not have anticipated such strong, united public pushback. Now, immense pressure appears to be mounting as the intricate legal situation unfolds. Her attempts to control the narrative outside the courtroom only seem to backfire, eroding goodwill and amplifying the very scrutiny she hoped to quell. The more she talked, the deeper she sank. Adding complexity, extensive online discussions, and intense scrutiny surround alleged changes to legal filings. Critics vociferously question strategic choices behind these adjustments, wondering if they signal weakness or desperation. Meanwhile, Blake's supporters argue such modifications are a normal, routine part of any complex case, not an admission of guilt. This divergence of opinion complicates public understanding, leaving many unsure whether these legal maneuvers are standard procedure or a desperate attempt to shore up a weakening defense. The ambiguity fuels more speculation and intensifies the already charged atmosphere. On the other side of this contentious dispute, Justin Baldoni's team appears remarkably confident, a stark contrast to Blake Lively's swirling uncertainty. His attorney Brian Friedman made firm public statements, signaling their absolute intent to fight claims strongly and without compromise. This unwavering confidence alone fueled the perception this dispute is indeed far from over, and Justin's side is prepared for a prolonged, aggressive legal battle. Whether that public confidence truly reflects actual legal standing or is simply masterful advocacy, it has swayed public perception, making him appear the more resolute contender. The escalating situation inadvertently pulled others into the spotlight, most notably Ryan Reynolds. A recent joke he made during a public appearance was interpreted by some as a misguided attempt to lighten the heavy mood. However, a larger segment of critics felt it was incredibly poorly timed and utterly inappropriate, given the gravity of the legal dispute. While some laughed, many felt humor had no place amidst such profound controversy. This misstep not only failed to shift focus from Blake, but reportedly caused Ryan's own reputation to crack, potentially putting several lucrative brand deals at significant risk. The consequences are becoming painfully clear. Everyone, even Blake's closest confidantes, is slowly distancing themselves. Yes, even Taylor Swift, once a prominent celebrity ally, is reportedly stepping back. Meanwhile, in stark contrast, Justin Baldoni seems to be living his best life, soaking up the sun in Hawaii, appearing completely untouched by the chaos. While Blake's career seemingly burns to the ground, Justin projects an image of serene detachment, a visual representation of how diametrically opposed their current realities have become amidst this unprecedented battle. It comes as no surprise the industry itself is turning decisively against Blake Lively, who wants to collaborate with someone reportedly accused of bullying a director out of their own film. Directors and producers across Hollywood watch closely, meticulously noting the alleged chaos and manipulation she leaves. Her actions aren't just reckless, they serve as a stark warning sign for anyone contemplating collaboration. The industry reportedly realizes that beneath the glitz and glamour, there's a storm of manipulation and drama wherever she goes. The answer is simple: nobody wants to work with Hollywood poison. Blake Lively is now reportedly reaping what she has sown, staring down what many observers believe will be the absolute biggest downfall of her distinguished career. She perhaps thought she could deftly twist this situation in her favor, but instead her carefully crafted image is visibly crumbling. Every new twist, leaked detail, and potential courtroom revelation adds more explosive fuel to an already raging fire. Hollywood is watching. The public is watching. If you thought the chaos had peaked, think again. Don't blink, because this drama is still boiling over, and by all accounts, we are only getting started. The narrative is no longer hers to control, and the final act remains unwritten.